Hello everyone, this is your teacher Linda G with a short presentation on Business English preparing for a meeting. The who, the what, the where, and the when, and of course the why. So let's first look at the 5 questions you need to ask yourself when you're organizing a meeting. Who? Who needs to be involved? Who needs to be invited? Employees? Your team? Business partners, clients, investors, and who will take notes? What is your agenda? What is your objective? What items need to be discussed in this meeting? And what type of meeting is this? Where is the meeting being held? Is it in an office? Is it in a boardroom? Is it in a conference room? And when is this meeting? When are you having the meeting? Which day and which time? And finally, how much? How long will your meeting last? How much time will be allotted per item? And how will you inform others of this meeting? There are also some important details to consider. In the what is the purpose of your meeting? What type of meeting is it? What will you be discussing? Have you thought of your agenda items? What is your desired outcome or your objectives? You have to ask yourself, what do I want to accomplish or resolve by the end of this meeting? Because outcomes are not always shared. So what is it that you want to accomplish by the end of this meeting? And then you start preparing your agenda, and this isn't always shared either. Depending on the meeting, you might want to share your agenda, but perhaps you don't have to, especially if it's a business client. You might want to keep your agenda to yourself. Now, there are different types of meetings, problem-solving meetings and decision-making meetings, as well as planning meetings and feed-forward meetings. Feed-forward meetings are meetings where you simply report the status and you present new information to the meeting. Feedback meetings where you might be reacting to something that's been presented to you, where you might be evaluating something that has been presented to you. And of course, there are a lot of different types of meetings, so we'll call them combination meetings. Now, it's important to be very clear. You want to clearly state in an email the purpose of the meeting. You want to let the participants know what's expected of them. For example, this is a problem-solving meeting to discuss and resolve the summer's program's enrollment problem. Now, this description is very clear, and it is what you are going to be discussing at the meeting, and it is what the meeting participants will be participating and discussing in as well. You also may need to assign a note taker or a minute taker, a recorder, a secretary. These are all words that we use to mean note taker, the person who will write the minutes of the meeting. You may also need to assign a timekeeper. Now, oftentimes the chairperson is the timekeeper, but when the chairperson has a lot of responsibilities, you might want to assign that responsibility to someone else. The timekeeper, I'm just going to go back to timekeeper. If you plan on discussing a particular item, agenda item for about 5 minutes or so, then the timekeeper will give you a signal when that time is up or a minute before that time is up. You may also need to schedule another type of meeting as well. You want to check the meeting room to make sure that there's enough tables, enough chairs. You also want to make sure you have the material. Do you need a flip chart? Do you need markers for this meeting? Do you need to bring your laptop? Do you need a projector? You want to make sure too, when you go into the room, that you check where everything is to be plugged in. You need to have enough plugs to plug in your projector and to plug in your laptop, for example. So check where the plugs are. You also want to check the room lighting. I remember giving a presentation once and also a meeting where there wasn't enough room. Wasn't enough lighting in the room. And so you want to make sure that there is enough lighting in the room, especially if you want people to read. And you want to make sure that this particular facility has parking or wheelchair accessible if necessary. And of course, after the meeting, you want to review the minutes. Now, you may be responsible to review the minutes, make the corrections to the minutes, or you may have to wait until the recorder or the secretary has finalized the minutes before you review them. And you want to then ask yourself, could you have done something different? How did you handle the questions or the comments? And were you prepared adequately? Then, of course, you want to make changes to the minutes if that's necessary, and you want to send out the minutes. Usually they're sent out in an attached documents, but oftentimes they're also added to a particular directory on the network, and then you just let people know that the meetings have been uploaded to that directory. And of course, if there is another meeting, you want to schedule that next meeting as well. Now, you remember to have fun. Yeah, of course you want to have fun at the meetings. You might want to start your meeting with an icebreaker. An icebreaker is a nice way to get everybody comfortable. You might want to play a little game and then get into, your meeting. Now, if you are planning on doing meetings, except you can't really manage the meetings because your English skills aren't good enough, well, this is what I'm here for. I'm here to help you prepare your meetings. I'm here to help you make sure you're comfortable and that you're confident when you manage your meetings. Whether it's a meeting at an international office or whether it's a meeting with your international client. It's all about practice, and this is what I'm here for. I'm here to help you practice before you have the meeting. And so for more information, I do encourage you to go to my website at www.lindagrobert.com. And I'll see you soon. Bye-bye now.